This is going to be a discussion of the best practices using the Fillotine. And the Fillotine is a tool used to prepare the cane for being gouged by the Opus 1 gouger. And it's called a Fillotine because it's a filiere and a guillotine in one tool. So what you do is you have to cut a piece of cane to a specific length using the guillotine. And then you filiere it through there to cut it down to a certain thickness, which is good for the gouger. So when you cut a piece of cane from the tube, you want to get a section in the middle somewhere because the tubes are cut at the knots generally at the cane fields. And so you want to get a piece of cane section that is not close to a knot because at that spot the grain is curving into the knot. And so if we cut a little ways away from it, the grain is straighter. So I will take a piece of cane and I'm going to cut off probably the outer ½ inch on that side over here. I'll stick it to the back of the guillotine up against the blade to mark how far in it is. Then I'll raise the blade up and then lower it down and cut the first section, and it should be a nice clean cut here. No divots. It should be a nice clean flush cut. Then I'll flip the cane around and I'll stick it back in and I'll put the cane up against this little stop here, put my finger down against it just to keep it secured, and cut off the other side. And now I have a piece of cane which is cut to the right length. The next step is to take the filiere and put the piece of cane in the bed, and then I will walk it up with my fingers up until the cane hits the edge of the blade. And I'll keep my finger up against the cane here, pressing down so the cane stays in the bottom of the bed of the filiere. Otherwise it can climb up and it might plane it too thin. So once the cane is against the edge of the blade being held up by my finger, I will tap it a few times to get it started, and then I'll push, and as I'm pushing, I keep my finger up near the blade. And then that allows it to push all the way through. And you can take the piece of cane out now and use it as it is, or you can take the second piece which you've cut to length and put it through here and use that to push out the first piece, like that. And so what I'll do is I'll tend to chop up a whole little stack of cane to a certain length and then push them through one by one, boom, 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 boom. And then from that point, I'll have the cane I need for gouging. And that's how you use the Fillotine.